Welcome back to the Afro Anime Initiative podcast. Here at the Initiative, we discuss everything in Afro futurism from A to Z, plus some letters that haven't been discovered. Because once again, it's futurism. I am your host, Darren Brady, along with.
It's Paulina. How y'all doing? Hope y'all safe. And I hope you guys are prepared for what we're about to talk about.
And before we get into what we are going to talk about, you can follow us on our social medias at Afro Anime Initiative on Instagram and on Facebook. And on Facebook, we have both a page and a group. Like them both. And follow us at Afro underscore AI on Twitter and right here on YouTube. And while you're on YouTube, hey, hit the like, share, subscribe button, and all those awesome YouTube things. Oh man, let's kick this off right now. Netflix did a lot of announcing, a lot of cool stuff for their Geek Week during their E3 conference time. And honestly, there's only one announcement I cared about. New Castlevania series following the adventures of Richter Belmont and Maria Renard. Paulina, what do we think about this announcement? Castlevania spin-off series.
I'm excited. I'm excited because I expect the same quality as the first one, as the original Castlevania. I can't wait to see the adventures of the Belmont family continue monster hunting, vampire hunting, and it's during the French Revolution, right?
I believe so. Castlevania 2, yeah.
So I'm curious to know how faithful they will be. Well, I know it's like a loose adaptation of the video game, so I'm curious to know how they're gonna go about that. Should be fun. It should be fun. So I'm not as familiar with the video games, so it's gonna be just this is all I'm gonna say about it. But I'm looking forward to it, and I know that Warren Ellis is not a part of this, and y'all know why. In case nobody knows or forgot, what happened last year, Darren? With Warren Ellis.
He was allegedly accused of 60 different separate accounts of sexual harassment. Allegedly.
Allegedly. In a response, they kicked him out. They were like, yeah, no, we're not doing this. So,
and we heard from doing Geek Week from directors Sam and Adam Dietz and the executive producer Kevin Clow. I always mess up his last name. I'm gonna say Clow. And they basically said that it looks like we're gonna keep up the same animation, of course, new voice actors, but it's gonna be that same quality that they're shooting for to cover Castlevania 2, Rondo of Blood, and Symphony of the Night, which is basically the direct sequel to Castlevania 2, and that's the Tale of Richter. And I think awesome, fantastic.
And I think from what I understand, they may bring back Alucard too, judging by the storyline of the video games.
Yeah, because I haven't played Castlevania games in a long time. I'm not saying they're not memorable, but honestly, with all the different iterations, they bleed in together. I believe Alucard does come back in Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
Yes, that should be the one he comes back in. So all of it's there. Because it's all still Dracula's castle stuff. So it's all there, and it's just just a new generation of vampire hunters. That's all.
Yep. And other, I guess, reiterations of Dracula returning or not. Who knows? I'm not exactly sure what direction they're going to take with this one. Probably not. Maybe a new threat. Who knows?
Yeah, because they basically said it would be a loose adaptation of Castlevania 2. And like I said, since Symphony of Night is the direct sequel to that, and that's Richter. That's all Richter. It looks like a good story template for them to follow.
Yeah, it does. So I'm looking forward to it personally.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Netflix had a lot of decent announcements doing their Geek Week thing. It's like 2.5 hours. But honestly, Castlevania was the thing that got me most hyped. Everything else was like, okay, cool, thank you. I'll wait till I watch it. But I'm actually hyped. Like I know I said I was gonna stop doing it. Like DC has ruined it, but Netflix every once in a while they bring back the old hype nostalgia.
Like Netflix is not DC,
so I'm fully into the Castlevania. Yeah, I'm fully into the Castlevania hype train right now. Like it makes me want to go back and play some of the games, but because Nintendo's are a bunch of jerks, I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon.
No.
Yeah, it's not anytime soon. Oh, but yeah, Castlevania. spinoff coming. No name yet, but we'll get, more announcements, more stuff. They just wanted to give us little teasers, little teasers. Let us know that they're working on stuff, spending that $17 billion this year real well. Real well.
So they have to. Come on now.
Oh
17
man.
billion? Oof.
Facts, facts,
Just keeps
facts.
getting bigger and bigger.
Right. And let us know if you want us to cover anything else from Geek Week from Netflix. If you want us to go deeper, hit us up in the comments, and we might go back, rewatch it, and talk about it on the next podcast. Oh man, let's move on to the next story. This, something I'm looking forward to. Hype train galore, a steady company with a steady hand. I'm calling this our welcome to the Wakanda Forever Roundup. Huge shout out to Grace Hellberg at Beyond the Trailer, her YouTube channel. She did a really good video collecting the rumors, leaks. That's all information that we know was confirmed and some stuff that's speculative, and put it all in a nice one digestible source. But also, man, there's so much stuff out there. I just every time I look at something else, I'm like, is that I don't know if that's confirmed or not. But I'm gonna point out some of my favorite highlights from Wakanda Forever Roundup. It looks like Wakanda 2, Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever is gonna be a Wakanda versus Atlantis story instead of a Namor versus Black Panther. I think that's awesome. Expand. Use the whole cast of characters. Ta-Nehisi Coast's run that just ended does that. It expands on the people of Wakanda, not just focusing on T'Challa, which of course we can after the untimely passing of Chadwick Boseman. Another thing that pointed out to the roundup, this is going to be Atlantis based off the Mayan Empire. Like it's going to be set in that type of ancient technological civilization. I don't know why I'm talking like that, y'all. I'm sorry. But because it's like, yo, what if the part of Atlantis that sunk, but that was the part that was connected to the Mayan Empire, Central America. I'm like, that's cool. That's super smart. And I like how it's basically setting up a back door for Latinos to have their own super futuristic culture represented, like Black Panther gave for Black people. I'm okay with that. Not bad. That's cool. That's pretty smart. Pretty smart from Marvel. What else that are pointed out? And again, because you don't want to show first major Latino superhero to be a bad guy, rumors are that there is another bad guy. We might be getting Doctor Doom in this too. I'm like, okay, we got the Three Kings. Give Three Kings. Wakanda Forever. Beautiful, beautiful. And you say, yo, Three Kings, ain't Chadwick gonna be gone? Hey, Marvel hasn't finished the script. That's another thing that I like that's been pointed out in a lot of the rumors and leaked. Yo, they just trying to see how it feels. They gonna start rolling. They got a script done, but if it don't feel right, they can change it. That's good creative right there. Don't set nothing in stone. You might be filming something, just not like the way it flow. Man, hey, we gotta change this. They like, yo, we gotta plan it, but we can change it. We can move stuff around if we need to. I also love that's what they're working with. To see again, with Chadwick gone, that's a big hole in this production. Let's see how things feel. Thank you, Kevin Feige, our Lord and Savior, and Ryan Coogler, our Warrior Protector. Like, it's beautiful. And then one last thing that really pointed and stood out to me, they might be trying to figure out a way to bring Killmonger back in one of them cool comic books. Well, you thought they died, but they didn't die type of things. And I mean, that's just comic book accurate. I like a good comic movie that's comic book accurate. And people randomly coming back to life. Well, that's comic book 101. Comic book 101. So those are things that I found out from a lot of reports that stood out to me the most. Pete, what stood out from you from our Wakanda Forever roundup?
You took everything. You took everything. That's literally all I noticed too. How rude.
Yeah.
Selfish, mean, evil. But that's okay, I can expand on them. So
Expand.
I'm still gonna be mad at you for that. Anywho, just took everything. This is the Darren show, guys. This is the Darren show. This is not African Initiative anymore. Anyways, I just found it interesting. There's like a okay, did they actually confirm that they're recasting Chitala, or they're they're not?
So it
Because
looks like from so far, again, so far,
mm-hmm.
T'Challa will die. There will be a new Black Panther. Whether
Okay.
it's Shuri or another male,
Uh-huh.
there will be a new Black Panther, but T'Challa will die.
Will die. Okay. And in that case, so then obviously there will be a new Black Panther, not a new T'Challa. Okay. That's helpful because there's like a whole debate like no recast him because it's disrespectful to kill him off screen, blah blah blah. It's like, well, we didn't get the opportunity to expand on the character. I'm on the fence for having Shuri as the next Black Panther because I haven't seen much of her to be able to prove that she's worthy of the title. So I am open to the idea of Killmonger coming back because, like you said, it's comic book accurate. Like, under which circumstances is he brought back? Who brings him back? How is he brought back? Why is he brought back?
Mm-hmm.
And then bringing in Namor, nah, I can't pronounce his name because
Namor don't matter.
Namor, okay, Enamel.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing him in and having the Atlantis versus Wakanda, very cool idea, very cool angle, and I love that Namor isn't like your standard villain, bad guy, because this is another civilization that's based off of Central America, South America ish. And I love the idea that there is a puppet master behind this conflict. Mind you, I will only be behind the idea if both parties figure out who's pulling the strings and how they stop him. Because if they don't, that's just reflective of real life. Europe messing around with the affairs of other countries and pitting them against each other and sitting back and enjoying the reaping the benefits of it. That's what it looks like to me. But that's just
Be
me.
honest, Marvel is not. They'll do stuff like that. They'll pull real world stuff and just throw their people on top of it. That's what they do right now.
That's what I'm noticing. I'm like, okay, sure. And it's speculated that it might be Doom, but I don't know if he's smart enough to do that. Maybe he is. He could be. Who knows?
Doom is smart. Doom is the best. Doom is better than everybody.
I'm just talking shit. No, I'm just talking shit. I'm just talking shit. But it's really smart for them to pull everybody. And another thing, though, that kind of made me laugh was bringing up Warner Media in terms of their own Atlantis story with Aquaman. And I'm like, that's their fault? Because I know that they're releasing their movie around the same time Wakanda Forever is going to come out. If I'm not mistaken.
And remember, this is after all the moves and stuff. DC had how many years after Aquaman's success? They could have fast tracked Aquaman 2.
Yep.
They didn't.
No.
They still dealing with that Snyder BS. That's on them.
Yep.
And it was a really good point that Grace pointed out. So you cast Jason Momoa as Aquaman.
They could have easily.
Why everybody was still white?
Yes, they could have easily brought in his Samoan heritage and just made it enriching culturally. But no, they did not. They kept it white. Now look at what Marvel is doing. They already ahead.
Yeah, can't get mad. Can't get mad.
Not at all.
And I love that because we're gonna hear that Marvel just copying DC. How's Marvel copying DC if Marvel get there first? Now there's some things that Marvel has stole from DC, and so has DC stole from Marvel. But if Marvel puts it out there first, how you gonna be mad?
They're just butthurt. That's all. They're just butthurt. And there's no innovation over there. Look, I love DC as much as the next comic book fan, but no, this is abysmal. This is abysmal. So that's their fault. Yay for Marvel for now. Until they decide to mess up.
A death happened. That pushed back a lot of things for Black Panther. What was DC's excuse for not pushing their $1 billion movie?
We're too
Especially since none of y'all stories connected anyway.
Yes.
Marvel has a plan. It was a plan. This story had to happen first so they could go to this. to this. Y'all just putting out movies. Y'all could have had Aquaman 2 done. And look, I would have been in the theater to see it. Like I said, it's not like I didn't enjoy the first one. It was, it was basically to me Black Panther underwater. So, whatever. Which again, hold on, we'll give him this. Which Kevin Feige is still in. Now they're doing Black Panther underwater with Namor in
Pretty much. Yep.
So it's like, so yes, Marvel is taking from DC, but doing it better after DC took from Marvel and made it worse. Okay, y'all happy now? All right, cool.
Okay, so then, that's definitely a thing for them to segue into Namor and his people and expanding on that culture. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, I can't wait. Oh, they better capitalize on that. I know that they will be able to, but I mean, it would be a missed opportunity.
They're going to give Latino Central Americans their version of what Black Panther did for African Americans. That looks like exactly what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to flesh out a beautiful culture based off of the Mayan Empire. Genius. Effing genius. I didn't think about that because when I heard the actor, I'm like, oh, they just cast a really suave Latino man. Get that dark skin underwater stuff. I like it. Cool, that's cool. But when the rumors started coming out, no, the whole culture is gonna be based on Latin, Central America. I'm like, oh, that's genius. Genius.
Yeah. Which, by the way, he's Mexican, which is like awesome because a lot of times Mexicans are not portrayed positively in media. So this is a great thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Super dope. Yeah. This again, hold on. Number 2, Hype Train reactivated. I'm hyped about this. Just the constant information we're getting about this story, even with all the stuff that's up in the air. I'm still excited for this. And not even because of the Marvel machine, I'm excited for this. Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, Wakanda Forever, coming soon. I forgot to write down the date, but it's sometime next year.
Yeah, 2022. They said 2022, right?
2022.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't write it down, so I cannot remember.
No, because they said since Aquaman is going to come out maybe 2 months after Wakanda Forever, towards the end of the year.
Yeah, Christmas.
Yeah. So so it's sometime next year. Because I think they're still filming. Okay, cool. I think they're still filming.
Right, they just started filming. So
yeah. Okay. There you go.
Yeah, and they just started filming Black Panther. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Man, that's great. So on to our next story. Man, it's gonna be a short episode, y'all, but it's a fun episode. Fun but short. On to our next story. Speaking of DC, the rounds have been made by the creators of Harley Quinn about some rules and regulations that the head honchos at DC put on them.
Warning,
Paulina?
Warning.
I'm gonna let you take this one.
I was about to say, warning, not safe for work content, whatever. I know we still talk about or cuss in some of our episodes, but just giving y'all a heads up, just talking about stuff of a sexual nature, so feel free to stop listening after this point. So,
but like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, please. So, apparently, in Harley Quinn, they wanted to depict a scene between Batman and Catwoman coming together. And this certain scene depicts Batman going down on Catwoman. Now, the show Harley Quinn has gotten away with a lot of sexual content, like adult stuff, because it's exactly because it's an adult show.
Rated R.
Exactly. However, this particular moment, it's not allowed, according to DC, because DC believes, or whoever's the spokesperson of DC decides, Batman doesn't do stuff like that. He cannot do that because he's a hero. What sense does that make?
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, ever. And I mean ever. The stuff that they get away with in the Harley Quinn cartoon is, first of all, phenomenal.
Right.
Beautiful and intelligent. So did you think that they weren't going to make this phenomenal, beautiful, intelligent, and funny? I forgot to add funny and funny about Batman pleasing his woman. Like, what? And again, they don't actually show sexual activity in the show. It's innuendos. It's suggested. You think they was gonna do that too for this? Makes no sense. No sense.
It makes me laugh too because I'm like, y'all think that I'm like, how is DC censoring Batman doing this shit? Batman has gotten away with beating up mentally ill poor people. Okay, rich white man with issues of his own, beating up people who have their own problems, acting out, and this is what he can't do. Is DC trying to confirm that Batman is actually DJ Khaled? That's what I want to know because I know for a fact that Batman is more considerate than that. Is much more considerate than that.
It just kills me because if you watch the show, they've literally made a ice sculpture out of female genitalia. But Batman can't please the female genitalia. I'm like, what the? Come on, y'all.
Oh,
really?
You know, Kevin.
Really?
Oh, I love this.
Like, come on.
Oh my god. Kevin Smith actually faced some pushback a couple of years ago. Not how many years ago? I forgot. In his comic book run of Green Arrow, for the same thing. He managed to get his way in the end, but DC was like, no, Green Arrow doesn't do that. I think he was trying to depict, well, off panel, Oliver Queen going down on Black Canary. And DC was like, no, he doesn't do that. He's a hero. And it's like, what?
It's so stupid.
It is stupid. Like, how?
What would that mustache be good for, except for that? Like, what the hell? Like, come on, bro.
Like, come on.
What is happening?
Right. Like the girls need a little fun, too. But.
And again, it's Harley Quinn. The show literally talks about mutilation, decapitation, and the sexual proclivity of insane supervillains. But the hero can't please the girl he loves.
But okay,
really?
I'm confused about that too because I'm like, didn't Harley Quinn go down on Nightwing in one episode?
No, that was oh my god! Again, it's not like DC Animation doesn't do sex. There's a Harley. Is it called Harley Quinn Night Queen or Harley Quinn Batman? I think there's an animated movie called Harley Quinn Batman where they do a giant whole scene. Innuendo. I can't even speak no loud because this shit baffles my brain. But a suggestion that Nightwing and Harley Quinn have had a sexual relationship.
Suggested, right? Like I know that they don't show it. But
yeah.
Yes.
Right. So, but then you turn around. But there's another. Hold on. There's another animated movie, Batman: The Killing Joke, where we have Batman sleeping with a barely legal teen in Batgirl, his best friend's daughter.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right,
so I forgot about that. Oh my god. Wait a minute.
Hold on. Neither one of those movies were rated R. I don't believe The Killing Joke was barely PG-13. None of those movies are rated R. The Harley Quinn television show is rated R. And it still hasn't gone as far as some of the dumb stuff the other movies have done. Not even close.
This is the weirdest backwards logic DC has ever stuck to. And honestly, it shows in all the crap that Warner Media is going through.
Yep. Because this show is so successful. Because it's craft. It's outside of continuum. It's not connected to nothing. It's its own little world. Let it be. They obviously know what they're doing. They finally gave y'all a hit something that's consistent. Why you messing with them? Makes no sense.
Right. Catwoman's kitty cat needs to have some joy. Okay? DC, stop denying this.
Other than stealing.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Because what is the purpose of Batman's mask being the way it is? I mean,
Facts.
Like
easy access on
exactly. Facts. It's designed specifically for reasons of this nature.
But I just also love, how this blew up because honestly, there ain't nothing else to talk about with
No, there really isn't. No. Nope.
Not
Nope.
a thing.
No. Although granted, anything Batman related usually blows up on Twitter. It dies down after a day or two, but it's like it's always blowing up. Like, oh, what's going on with Batman? Who's attacking him? What's happening? And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Because there's nothing going on.
Yeah. And it'd be cool if like the Batman with Batman standard. Hashtag Batman standard all day long. Keep that going for eternity. But it's also like this is not a story. Y'all just ain't got nothing else to talk about.
Right.
Even though because E3 was just kind of boring.
Oh, it was.
So yeah, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. You know what? I ain't got nothing to say about Batman Catwoman. Do you have anything else to add to this odd animated story?
I just thought it was just the funniest thing. They're just so weird. And I'm like, come on. Come on. That's it. That's all I got. This is funny.
Gotcha. Well, let's move on to our last topic. You know what? I was gonna say this for the roundup. We can add this as the main topic.
Sure.
E3. E3 was boring. One game was I excited for, Elden Ring, and I know I say this all the time, but I really might actually have to buy a new computer to play this game. But
Oh.
it'll be worth it. I think George R. R. Martin is writing it, so
Oh.
gotta do that. But Nintendo, oddly enough, may have made E3 fun. It ain't nothing I want to play, but they actually got people excited. And again, that's what these things are for. We enjoy these summer conferences to get excited about stuff so we can be disappointed later. But right now, make us excited. But everything was so boring. So boring. I'm not. Trailers look cool, but I wasn't excited to play none. I wasn't gonna break the old computer I got to play anything. That's how I know something's fun. If I'm like, oh, I'll risk my computer breaking down to play this. I don't have anything like that from E3. Nothing. Nothing that's coming out. No DLC. No anything from games that's already out there. Maybe like, oh, let me go back and play this. Oh, maybe I should wait for a sale to buy this. Nothing. Just
Nothing.
even though, yeah. But like I said, Nintendo got some excitement going. A lot of cool Mario stuff. I can't wait to see the God Babies play that. Wait to see grown people get mad about it on Twitch. Breath of the Wild 2 was shown more of. Loved it. But other than that, and they didn't announce the Nintendo Pro, so that was all right. That we let that slide. They did other stuff. Anything stood out for E3, or was it just as boring for you too?
Oh, it was pretty boring for me too. And like, yeah, it was just boring. I'm not even gonna say nothing. Nothing to highlight. Breath of the Wild. With Breath of the Wild, I barely played the first one, so I can't say I don't care, but I don't care. I don't care for it. I only care for like if they brought the Minish Cap to the Switch, I would be all over it because that was my Zelda game on the Game Boy SP. What?
I said, do you have Breath of the Wild?
I do. Well, actually, it's borrowed.
Hey, put that up on it. Oh, it's borrowed.
Yeah.
But before you have to return it, we just throw it up on the Switch channel. And we can play that as we wait for the 1800 years till the second one come out.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I kind of started all over, so that could be a plus. I could just.
It would be perfect. Yeah,
start from the
that'd
beginning.
be perfect. Start from scratch.
All right, cool.
It's really weird that even during the pandemic, with gaming blowing up so much and gaming streaming and people watching more and acknowledging the power of video games, there ain't been a lot of exciting stuff. It's just been stuff that was already out before the pandemic hit.
Right.
And then the one or two things that blew up during the pandemic have already faded away. Like, wow. Crazy.
It's sad. And it's like there's some indie games that I'm looking forward to, but again, like one game in particular, it's called Eastward, and it's like a pixelated game, and like it looks gorgeous. But they haven't announced when they're going to be releasing it yet because they're still working on a few kinks. They're doing playthroughs and making sure everything runs smoothly, blah blah blah. So it's likely they'll announce it fourth quarter. We don't know yet. So I will be talking more about it once they announce more on it and talk more about it because I've been keeping track of it, in my own corner. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. It's like, it's nothing much to look forward to except for like maybe Pokemon. But I may not spend money on Pokemon this time. I'll just stick to what I have right now.
Got it, got it. Well, yeah, well, that's it for notes. And I mean, we can do a quick roundup because at the end of every podcast, once we've gone through all our notes, we like to go around and ask each host what they've also seen in Afrofuturism and in general geekdom. Um, I read some books. Are you ready for the review? And that's about it for me. Well, like I said, that was it. It's been a slow week. It's not even a slow week, just a week where the stuff that was cool, but it wasn't a lot. I haven't even watched the second episode of Loki yet, so I'm just behind. I'm all right.
Yeah.
What about you, P?
I'm behind too. I still gotta actually start watching Loki. I might do it tonight or just watch American Psycho. I don't know yet what I'm in the mood for.
Nice.
I'm in the mood to watch somebody be murderous. I don't know. So either Loki or American Psycho. Who knows? That's it.
Okay, well, cool. Well, thank you guys for listening to the Afro Anime Podcast. Hope you enjoyed. And please, before you go, you can follow us on our social media at Afro Anime Initiative on Instagram and Facebook. And while on Facebook, we have a page and a group. Like them both. And follow us at Afro_AI on Twitter and right here on YouTube. And while you're on YouTube, do all those YouTube things like share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode, and because it really helps the channel grow. You guys enjoy. Later.